Good morning, Church. I'm David Findlay and I'm here with Chris Whitehead. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, David.
So we want to tell you a little bit about Chris's story this morning because this is an important story to know about. Chris has a son called Andrew, and Andrew suffers from a condition known as hereditary spastic paraplegia, or HSP. Now, this is a degenerative condition which over time can become quite debilitating. And in Andrew's case, he's gone from a healthy 27-year-old to someone in their early 40s who is now unable to work because his legs really don't work very well. Andrew describes this as getting around with a 40-kilogram bag of spuds attached to each leg. It's just really hard to do the things of everyday routine. And I don't know if you can imagine what life is like for Andrew, and I certainly can't imagine as a parent what it's like for Chris to watch her dear son with these daily struggles. Let me tell you a little bit about HSP. HSP is a usually congenital disorder. It's known to be due to mutations in quite a broad range of genes, and some of those have not been identified. But it's quite rare, so there's maybe 2,000 cases in Australia, and it's because of that rarity, it doesn't receive the medical research attention that it needs to solve the really tough problem associated with HSP. So research is taking place in Australia and overseas. There's a research foundation called the Australian HSP Research Foundation, which seeks to raise funds to power this research, and Chris has been very active with that group. But to date, the gains have been limited. True, they've enabled gene testing so that HSP is now easier to diagnose, and there's been some very good work done on mice, but in order to translate that to humans, much more work is needed. So that's where the research funding comes in. So what can we at KBC do? Well, we can support Chris, and we can pray for her and Andrew. And secondly, we can raise funds for HSP research. And that can be very pleasant this Christmas because Heather Hale, the legendary Christmas cake maker, wants to donate the proceeds from her Christmas cakes to HSP this year. And for those of you who have experienced these cakes, they are something. We who know about them don't want to wipe the crumbs off our lips. So look, get in early with your orders, buy up big, and this Christmas, let's be intentional about buying and giving gifts that make a difference, in this case for this very important cause of HSP. So thank you, Chris, and thank you, Church, and thank you, Heather Hale.